Many thanks for your company. We are coming to you live from digital address GA0992539. Now, the special committee set up by the GES to investigate allegations of sexual misconduct against some teachers at the Ejisuman Senior High School has found 8 of them guilty of engaging in inappropriate sexual advances towards the students. They've been referred to the GES for disciplinary action. The committee, in a report signed by its chairman, Patrick Deborah Boateng, also accused the Nkoswahene of Ejisu, Nana Kofi Poku, of interfering in the day-to-day administration of the school. Joy News has a copy of the committee's report. Committee, after investigations and facts-finding, concludes that on no occasion did any female student have a sexual intercourse with the male teaching and non-teaching staff of Ejisuman Senior High School. 2, on the allegation of high student dropouts as a result of sexual harassment on students, especially female students, it was found to be untrue and misinformation. Now, on related issues at Ejisuman Senior High School, the committee concludes that a video recording involving a female student and an officer of the school was orchestrated by Nana Kofi Opoku, that's the Nkoswahene of Ejisu traditional areas. Now, here are the recommendations of the committee to the school authorities: that 1, female students should report love or sex proposals by their teachers and male students to the guidance and counseling unit of the school. 2, school authorities should deal with reports of sex proposals by the teachers appropriately. And the 3rd recommendation is that school authorities should encourage parents/guardians to entrust their female wards to the hands of the female teachers. Examples: their remittances should pass through female teachers to avoid the temptation of male teachers who receive these remittances for the girls taking undue advantage of the situation. And 4, the guidance and counseling unit in the school should intensify its education on sex matters for the female students. 5, school authorities should report promptly any unlawful interference in the school administration by Nana Nkoswahene to the Traditional Council, Municipal Director of Education, the Regional Director of Education, and the Municipal Chief Executive. Now, let's speak to the PRO of the Ghana Education Service, Cassandra Chuman-Poffo. She joins us via phone. Thank you, ma'am, for joining the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now the committee has recommended that teachers be referred to the Ghana Education Service, your outfit, for disciplinary action and also for the next line of action. What does this really mean?
Thank you so much, Dennis, and good morning to your listeners. I must first of all say that I do not have the report. I'm not.
Sorry, Madam Chuman-Poffo, it's quite difficult hearing you. If you can reposition yourself, please.
Well, I'm in that I read that you report because I do not even know the content. I don't know the report I'm talking about. But what we know, like what I told you sometime back, that the first person or the first committee that was set up was an investigative committee to first of all find out whether indeed there was any basis at all for the teachers to be arraigned before the regional disciplinary committee. And that is how come we have interdicted the 9 teachers. After the sitting, the committee established a human certificate. And so that was how come the 9 teachers were interdicted pending the investigations of the regional business committee. And as I speak to you, I know that the committee starts on the 29th of March. And they are even expected to sit tomorrow, but because of the WASI, some of the students who are witnesses, others complainants, also involved. They are final year students, and so tomorrow's students will not come home. As the details of the report you are talking about, I do not know. I have not seen that report.
All right.
It will be difficult to talk about it.
Sure. But why do we need another committee to investigate the same matter?
Good. I explained earlier that the first committee was only to find out whether there was any basis at all in the allegation. You know, then for some had alleged, and we could not have just asked or written to the teachers to appear before the regional disciplinary committee. No.
Okay.
Our process is that there should be a fact-finding to find out whether indeed there was any basis at all. And so, like I said again, we established a prima facie case, and so we have to interdict them to appear before the disciplinary committee, and that is what we have started now. And so, until we are done completely with the it will be difficult to really talk about final outcome of this Ejisuman issue.
So is it the case, because I have a copy of the report, I've read it, and about 8 of the teachers, about 7 of them have it's been recommended that they face disciplinary action. 3 of them, it's been recommended that they appear before the GES disciplinary committee for the next line of action. So I'm just trying to get the difference between the two here. Is it that the next committee is going to measure or determine the degree of misdemeanor or the sexual misconduct to determine what sanction will be giving out? Is that the case?
Yes, you know, Ben, I still have difficulty here because I don't even know the reports or the recommendations you are using. I have not seen, and I don't know the content. And so I just don't want you to be referring to the report you have.
Okay.
I don't know how you came by.
All right. Okay, let's talk about the committee that's sitting now. That's the disciplinary committee. We know that the students involved are final year students. You've mentioned that. Have you factored the fact that WASI, in terms the practicals, has just begun? Are the students going to get a break, or they'll still be appearing before the committee while they're writing their exams?
Yes, that is why I said again that the committee is supposed to even sit tomorrow, but because of the WASI, they will not. So it means that the investigations will delay a bit. We would have to give them a break. We don't want this process to interfere with the students' also exams. So when they have, so it means that they are going to study their timetables because they have different courses to do in. And so where it will be favorable to them, we will invite them. So even if we will not be able to call them during the exams period, it means that the committee would have to invite them again after the whole work. There needs to be a day to get through all the students who are involved. I mean, interrogate them, that would also be considered. But I must feel that we would not allow this process to interfere to affect their steps as they are writing their work.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Cassandra Truman-Poffo is Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Education Service. Now, Erastus Asare Donko joins us from the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi. Hi, Erastus. Hello, Erastus. Erastus, if you can hear me, you broke this story, and at a point, you were accused of peddling falsehood. How does this report make you feel?
Well, it's a vindication of the fact that we were not spewing lies, and that we were trying to bring out the stories of the students. And it also brings out the fact that as a society we have not been taking seriously issues concerning children, and we try to brush it off. And so all the issues concerning children are not brought to the fore. And so I feel vindicated, and it's also a sign that we should be doing more. Like I heard the Deputy Minister say, be putting systems in place to check some of these things, and for children to be able to get a mouthpiece to be able to voice out against some of these abuses.
Erastus, what do we know about the teachers? They've been interdicted, but what's the latest with them as they wait for disciplinary action from the GES?
Well, I have been trying to check from the school. What I have now are 2 conflicting reports, some saying that they are still at post, but I have some teachers from the school saying that they have since last week been served with interdiction letters, and so as we speak, they are not reporting to school and they are rather reporting to the disciplinary committee, which is currently ongoing at the Regional Educational Directorate.
What about the students at the center of this as well, Erastus?
That is where we have some worrying situation coming up, because we have been speaking with some of the students who say they do not like how they are being treated at the Regional Education Disciplinary Committee level. In fact, they are not being given the opportunity to express themselves well. What they describe is an environment that is not conducive for them to be able to voice out as they will at that particular level. Some of them are also complaining that, if you realize, according to the report, all these students are final year students who will be writing their exams in no time. And so they feel that it's wrong timing for them to be invited before the committee at this time when they are going to write exams.
We've heard from the PRO of the Ghana Education Service that they'll suspend sitting for the sake of the students, but the committee recommended the Traditional Council of Ejisu should summon Nana Kofi Opoku, who is the Nkoswohene, for interrogation for cursing a male teacher of Ejisuman Senior High School. Explain to us how this occurred in the first place.
Well, I'm not privy to the case you speak of, but I've also read a report. I've seen that portion where it talks about a curse placed on some of the teachers by the Nkoswohene. I know that during the committee sittings, there were some unpleasant scenes, some exchanges, verbal exchanges between the chief and some of the members, all because they wanted the whole process filmed for record purposes, but that was turned down. And so the chief felt that at a point in time, when they want to go back to some of these documents, it could be twisted, the facts could be twisted in a way. But I'm not aware of this particular case. But what I've heard the chief say is that there were allegations leveled against him that he slept with some of the students. That one, people were brought in, they were given the chance to provide evidence to that effect. They couldn't, and as of now, they've not apologized to him. And so in due time, he's going to summon them before the African court. As to what that means, I don't know. For them to explain why they said that. If they have evidence, they should bring it forward to tell them that indeed he slept with some of the students.
Erastus, I have you hold on because we've got him on the line, the Nkoswohene of Ejisu. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right. So Erastus was just explaining to us that you are not satisfied with the report of the fact-finding committee.
Yes.
Why exactly aren't you?
The report, I've got the report about 4 days now, and then I'm going through the report. If you see the report, it's bogus. If I'm giving them a percentage, I'll give them 21% out of 100.
Why is that?
Because the whole thing started when they invited me in the committee. I asked them, any conversation will go on here, I want them to record it on camera and on the video, on the audio. But they refused it. We argued this thing about 45 minutes. They said no. I said to them that I want everything I was said here and everything my evidence to prove I'm saying the true thing. I don't want when we finish and then they will go out and say different thing. They will not allow me. And then I said to them they should carry on. You see, the things going on in the committee, the report came out, they turned everything.
Nana Kofi,
I provide
Nana
them
Kofi Poku,
all this. Hello? Yes.
you appeared before the committee on 2 days, for 2 days, is that right? On 2 occasions?
No.
How many?
No.
How many times?
No.
How many times were you at the committee sitting?
5 times.
Because according to the report I have here, it says that you appeared on the 2nd and 15th of February 2018.
That is lying. That is not true. That is not true. Even some of the evidence I provided to them, one of the guy living in Ejisuman, it's about 16, 17-year-old boy, is one of my evidence. He living is one in one of the hotels. When one of the teachers brought a schoolgirl several occasions, the guy in class 5, he saw this man bringing the schoolgirls in that particular hotel several occasions. Even they didn't write those things in the report.
Nana, there was a portion in the report, the said guest house is mentioned, and the committee recommended that the teacher involved in taking the students to that particular guest house be referred to DS disciplinary committee for action. I'm only wondering, you appeared, well, according to the report, 2 times before the committee, but you're here saying that their report is bogus. I'm wondering what your basis is.
Because they are lying. All the reports, they wrote it there.
But you didn't sit in all the meetings, did you?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Well, let's move on now. The committee has recommended that you seek permission before entering the campus. They accuse you of interfering in the day-to-day running of the school.
They are lying. You see, all this, that's why I said the report is bogus. Because they are lying. Getting to 1.5 years, I never stepped in the school. If I'm going to the school, I'm going to pay some school fees.
Did you ever make a phone call to a teacher asking that a student whose mobile phone was seized be returned? Yes,
but it's not the teacher.
You don't consider that interference?
Sorry?
You don't consider that interference?
No. It has explanation there.
Okay.
It has explanation there. About 15 students charging mobile phone in the class when in the prep time. When one teacher went there and then seized all the phones, he asked the student to give 10 cedis each to buy him a top-up credit. And then one person didn't get the 10 cedis to pay for the teacher. So the ones paid the money to them, he returned all the phones to them. And then the lady told me, I said, seize the phone. Don't give the phone back to the girl unless they finish school. Because he left about 3 months to write the exam. And then teacher seized the phone. You can call that teacher and ask him. I told him, don't give the phone back to the girl.
All right, Nana, the committee...
Seize the phone for him to write for exams finished. When he's finished, he'll give back the phone to her. That's it. That's it.
All right. Now,
that's why I said they are lying. All things they are saying on the report is lying. Even some of the students, their report, they turn some of the report. Because when you go to the committee, what I notice is if somebody's interviewed you, if you say 2 words, he writes it. They couldn't write anything. They sit down and listen. When you finish, then you go. That's it.
Well,
how can you remember all these things to write it on the paper?
Well, you cannot tell for sure if there was another means of recording the information they were getting. But another recommendation by the committee is that they are not stopping you from reporting issues like this that come to your attention. They only want you to report to the appropriate quarters. That's to the regional directorate.
Listen, when this issue started, I've been advising the former headmistress to sit down with him. Anytime I raise some issues, he's vexed. He's angry. He don't want to listen to me. Call the former headmistress and ask him. They raised some of the allegations to me. But when the committee called them, if you have any allegation and any proof against the Nkoswahine, They couldn't get even one. Then why are you come and write all these reports? They are lying. They are lying.
Nana, finally, with regards to...
If you hold on. If you set up a committee, some came from education, some came from
the PTA. We had members
sorry?
of the PTA on board. We had a representative of the original...
How can you... The PTA is asking me, how can you take some of the PTA on top of the board? You see?
All right,
they should
Nana,
be independent.
Okay,
I think you got the report. If you read the report, you will know.
Well, I didn't sit in the committee's meetings. You sat in
But,
2 of those meetings, according to the report, and that's why I'm asking, or I have been asking, what your basis for calling this whole report bogus is. But let's move on. You've been accused of cursing one of the teachers, and the traditional council in your area has been asked to handle the matter. What exactly led to that?
What is their proof for that? They didn't call me. They didn't ask me anything about those issues in the committee. That's why I called the report is bogus. You see, if you ask me and then you call that person boot for boot, sit down with me, and then you ask that person before you can write it on the report. You didn't ask me anything about this, and you write it on the report.
Well,
So I'm not understand the whole issue.
Nana Poku, thank you so much for your time this morning. I'm sure that your issues are well understood. Erastus Asare Donko is still
Thank you very
here on the program. Erastus, so describe to us the mood in the school.
Well, normal classes are going on as usual. We are also aware that they have put in some measures to maintain sanity. And so currently, as I speak with you, everything is normal on the school compound.
When you say measures, do you mind sharing any?
Well, I'm privy to certain things that, one, they have put some systems in place that the guidance and counseling unit, for example, should be up and working. The security at the gate has been strengthened as well. People who are coming in will have to provide reasons why they are coming in there. If you want to visit certain areas, you must provide an excuse why you should be allowed into certain areas. So these are some of the things I'm aware have been put in place at the school.
Thank you very much, Erastus Asare Donko, there with the latest with regards to the Ejisuman sex scandal. We'll take a quick breather now. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories to stay.